It's Carnivore Kipp, y'all. Today, I'm going to bring y'all along on my first cook on my SNS Kettle Grill. You probably seen this charcoal sitting here in my hand. Today, we're using Kingsford Blue. I'm not sponsored by them. I wish they would send me charcoal. I use a couple different brands, but for this cook, we're using Kingsford Blue charcoal. Before we even fire up this pit, y'all, I'm going to ask you two things. Go ahead and like this video and go ahead and subscribe to my page. Thank you. Now, SNS Grills, they created two-zone cooking with this slow and sear that they put in here. They created this initially for the Weber kettle. And let me slide it over so you can see it. So you can put charcoal in this stainless steel area right here. And then if you want to, you can use this water reservoir and fill it up with water for your cook. But I'm not going to worry about that today. I'm just going to put charcoal over here. And we're going to have a cool zone over here. So we're going to smoke our chuck roast over on this side of the pit. And I'm not going to sear this chuck roast before I cook it. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because when you're smoking meat, it's best if the meat takes on most of its smoke flavor early in the cook. Once it gets up to like 130, 140, it doesn't take on as much smoke flavor anymore. So that's the most precious time. So during that time, you want to leave it alone and just let it bathe in the smoke and get a good bath, and it'll give you an outstanding smoked product as long as you run a good clean fire in your pit. If I was making this chuck roast in the oven, then sure, I could sear it beforehand and then put it in the oven because you're not getting smoke flavor anyway. But when you're trying to smoke a chuck roast, just let it go slow. I'm going to go ahead and add some charcoal in here. Just take a couple handfuls and just kind of toss it around. Get these lit, and once we get these lit, then we'll be all right to go with more. You don't want to smother it, your fire will die out. After 5 or 10 minutes of this running like this, then you can go in here, and I'm about to dump some charcoal in here on this side. That way we'll have plenty of charcoal for the whole cook. Let's go ahead and dump us some unlit charcoal in here. For some extra smoke flavor, I got 3 chunks of hickory wood that I'm going to space out to where it'll work throughout the entire cook. So I'm going to go with a piece over here, piece over here, and a piece over here. So I just set the cooking grate on here, and I have the hinge on this side. That way, if I need to add charcoal mid-cook, I can add charcoal right here without having to take the grate off. There you go. Let's let it go for a minute, and after it goes, I'll put the lid on. Once we get about 100 degrees, SNS Grill says once you get about 100 degrees away from your target temp. So if I want to be 275, once I get about 175, what I'll do is there's a hole in the bottom right here. I'll shut this down to about halfway. And then after I shut that down to about halfway, then I'll leave the top, once I put the lid on here, the little openings up top, I'll leave them open to about 1/3 of the way. And it should dial in close to my temp. And then if I need it hotter, I can open them a little more. If I need it cooler, I can shut them some. If your thermometer was on the other side, it would be incorrect because it would be over there where the coals are. You don't want that. You want your thermometer over here where your meat's going to be. I'm going to run inside and grab some meat real quick while this pit's coming up to temp. Today, we're working with right under a 2-pound chuck roast. I'm going to get it out the pack, and then we're going to season it up. Just bust it on out the pack. It's got some decent marbling in it. I mean, this is just a Walmart chuck roast, y'all. This isn't nothing super fancy. You could do this yourself at home. You could season this chuck roast with salt and pepper, or just salt if you're a carnivore and you don't use black pepper, or you could use salt, pepper, garlic. You could use a lot of different things. But an awesome viewer sent this Cattleman's Grill California tri-tip seasoning to me to try. And they bought it on my Amazon wish list because I've always wanted to try this rub but never have. So I'm going to use this rub on the chuck roast. And then I'm still going to go get me a tri-tip to use this rub because I want to do a reverse sear on a tri-tip in one of my future videos, but I haven't had time to go out and buy a tri-tip. I live out in the country and they don't have them, but like I got to drive like 45 minutes to an hour to get tri-tip. And with any piece of meat that you see me season, I'm going to always tell y'all, don't forget the sides. Let's season her up. This rub looks different. It's got big flakes in it. It's going to be good. It's probably going to be peppery. Season it good. Chuck roast is a good sized piece of meat. It can handle a good bit of seasoning. A lot of y'all that are on the carnivore diet love salt, and I love it too. But too much salt will make your meat just, I don't know, it'll just taste too salty. Get the sides. Don't forget them sides. I'll get mad at you if you forget the sides. Get it seasoned up good now. All right, I think she's seasoned up. The pit's at 175, so I'm going to go over there and close that hole to about halfway, and then I'll go ahead and close the top part to a third of the way open. I closed that to about, let's see, I closed that to about halfway, and then after that, we're just going to wait and see what happens. While we're waiting on this pit to come up to temp, I figured I'd chit chat with y'all for a minute. So I haven't weighed myself today, but yesterday when I weighed and I did a video, I was down to 422 pounds. And I know that's a lot of weight, but with me being 486 pounds at the beginning of January, I think I'm doing a heck of a lot better. And I can't wait till I'm under 400 pounds. I kind of have a goal of my own to get to under 400 pounds by the 6-month mark. Or no, to lose 100 pounds by the 6-month mark, which would put me at 386 pounds. And I think I can do it. I'm going to try my best. If I fall a little short, it'll be okay, but I'm going to do the best I can to reach that goal. I am going to put an affiliate link down in the description of this video. If y'all want to check out one of these SNS Kettle Grills, they did send it to me for free. And they told me that they would bless me with a percentage of any sales that happen on my YouTube channel of this product. So if you're interested in one, know that you're not just helping the company, you'd also be helping support my channel. And for that, I'm grateful and thank you. One thing that's super cool about this kettle, I can take one hand and let the shelf down and let the shelf up. I'm holding my phone, so this shows y'all how easy it is. Check this out. Lift it, let it fall. All right, when you want it back up, just grab it. There you go. And that will hold 20 pounds. So most meats that you're going to cook, it'll hold them. This right here, you can, whenever you lift the lid, you can set it to the side, and it actually sets way far enough over out of the way so you can continue to do whatever you need to do inside the pit. It's got a place to hang your tongs right here. SNS Grills, y'all. SNS Grills. Probing 130, 140. I'm going to flip it one more time just because I can. It's America. We free. We can do that. So I got this chuck roast. I got me some Walmart beef broth. And I'm going to put it to probably a fingernail deep. I'm not measuring. You can measure it, but don't overthink it. A lot of people overthink stuff. You just want some liquid in there to kind of braise it. All right, so we got beef broth in there. Now I'm gonna wrap it up. Once I get it wrapped up, then it's going back on the pit. See y'all in a minute. Let's set this chuck roast right back where it was at. And let's let it ride. Not. Putting that chuck roast in that full pan and putting the aluminum foil on top of it is what's going to really help soften up that muscle tissue and render any fat that's on it, and it's going to be super tender when it gets done. I mean, I don't cook by temp whenever you're cooking big pieces of meat, but it'll probably be about 205, maybe 210. But honestly, let it go until it probes like cool butter, not hot butter. Cool butter. Just probe it. You want it to be good and tender. That way, whenever you take a bite of it, it just melts in your mouth. I'm probing this chuck roast, and y'all, it's done. It's reading over 205, and it's going in real good and tender. So we're gonna call this cooked. I'll unwrap it real quick and let y'all see it before I end this video. And I got these gloves on because it is hot. I know y'all want to see it. There you go. There's a done chuck roast. It's going to be good. I'm going to let it rest for about 15 minutes and tear it up inside. Probably about 30 minutes or longer because it helps the moisture redistribute through the meat. So I'll let it rest a little bit. If y'all enjoy what I'm doing, go ahead and like this video. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm finna get on out of y'all's hair for today. I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good evening. God bless. We're a little over 275, so I'm going to go ahead and toss this chuck roast on there. And I'm going to show y'all that I can just slide this right down. Right now, we're a little over 250. I'm tired of waiting, so I'm going to go ahead and toss this on there. 250, 275, 300, any of that, do great on this chuck roast. So like I was telling y'all earlier, just slide this over. Oh my gosh.